Butterflies are insects. The life cycle of a butterfly is in 4 steps: egg, caterpillar, pupa, and adult butterfly. Butterflies attach their eggs to leaves with a special adhesive. Most butterflies don't survive very long. Priam's birdwing butterfly only lives for 10 days. Butterflies can live in the grown-up stage from anywhere between a week and a year, depending on the species. Fully grown caterpillars attach themselves to a suitable twig or leaf before shedding their outside layer of skin to reveal hard skin underneath known as a chrysalis. Butterflies have 4 wings, not 2 as you may think. Butterflies and moths are part of the same group of insects, known as Lepidoptera. To tell them apart, butterflies fly in bright sunshine, while moths are most active at night. The wings of butterflies and moths, with their vibrant colors and patterns, are actually made up of tiny scales. Butterfly wings are covered in thousands of microscopic scales that are split into 2 to 3 layers. Each of these scales has multiple layers that are separated by air. Due to iridescence, the more layers the wings have for light to pass through, the more times the light is reflected. Butterflies often have brightly colored wings with unique patterns made up of tiny scales. Most butterflies feed on nectar from flowers. Butterflies have taste receptors on their feet. Scientists estimate that there are between 15,000 and 20,000 different species of butterflies. The largest butterfly in the world is the female Queen Alexandra's birdwing, with a wingspan of over 25 centimeters. Within about 10 to 12 feet, butterfly eyesight is quite good. For anything beyond that distance gets a little blurry, though. The smallest butterfly is the western blue pygmy, which is only 2 centimeters across. Butterflies need heat to be able to move. When you see them resting in the sunshine, they are warming up their wings so they can fly. Moths have a stronger sense of smell than butterflies. Butterflies can see colors that humans can't. Butterflies have taste receptors on their feet. Most butterflies only eat the nectar from flowers. They may also eat some pollen, tree sap, or rotting fruit. Unlike during their caterpillar stage, adult butterflies can only consume liquid. When they get thirsty, they will sip water from damp patches on various surfaces or on leaves. Butterflies rank pretty low on the food chain, with lots of hungry predators happy to make a meal of them. Therefore, they need some defense mechanisms. Some butterflies fold their wings to blend into the background, using camouflage to render themselves all but invisible to predators. Others try the opposite strategy, wearing vibrant colors and patterns that boldly announce their presence. Bright-colored insects often pack a poisonous punch if eaten, so predators learn to avoid them. Inside the chrysalis, a developing butterfly waits to emerge with its wings collapsed around its body. When it finally breaks free of the pupal case, it greets the world with tiny, shriveled wings. The butterfly must immediately pump body fluid through its wing veins to expand it. Once its wings reach their full capacity, the butterfly must relax for a few hours to allow its body to dry and harden before it can take its first flight. Butterflies are not only beautiful creatures, but do a great deal for the environment. Like bees, they are plant pollinators, and they provide population control for a number of plant and even insect species by eating them. They also serve as sustenance for other species. It occurs when light passes through a transparent, milk-layered surface and is reflected more than once. The multiple reflections intensify the colors. This gives butterflies their trademark glittery beauty. Butterfly wings are covered in thousands of microscopic scales that are split into 2 to 3 layers. Butterflies are one of our very favorite insects. For the plant world, butterflies pollinate or carry pollen from plant to plant, helping fruits, vegetables, and flowers to produce new seeds. They die when they get old, just like people do. In many cases, females still have eggs in their bodies when they die, so they don't always get a chance to lay all of their eggs. If you touch a butterfly gently, it will lose some scales, but rarely enough to prevent it from flying. These scales strengthen and stabilize the wings. According to entomologists, butterflies do not feel pain. Although butterflies know when they are touched, their nervous system does not have pain receptors that registers pain as we know it. However, there is some evidence that certain butterflies do demonstrate intelligence and reasoning. Experiments have proven that heliconius butterflies can learn home ranges within which they can memorize the locations of nectar and pollen sources, host plants and communal roosting sites. In fact, this butterfly's sense of smell is supposedly strong enough that it can track a dead or dying body from strolls away. It is in this way that they find food and avoid predators, as each thing has its very own, distinct scent. Butterflies are amazing insects that can be found all over the world. In fact, they live on every continent except Antarctica. Because they are cold-blooded creatures and typically need warm weather to survive, you are more likely to find them living in warm and tropical climates. When they fall in love, the hormones given off start a chemical reaction in the butterfly's stomach, causing the digesting human flesh to become acidic, giving butterflies the same sensation that us humans get when we fall in love. A butterfly species equipped with tiny ears on its wings can distinguish between high and low-pitched sounds, possibly as a way to listen in on nearby birds, new research suggests. Scientists thought butterflies were deaf until 1912 when the first butterfly ears were identified. The most beautiful butterflies are blue morpho butterfly. Calling the forests of Central and South America its home, the blue morpho butterfly is one of the world's largest butterflies. The Palos Verdes blue is the rarest butterfly in the world. Presumed extinct until 1994, when researchers discovered a population in San Pedro, California. A breeding program was initiated and seems to be successful, but there are still only several hundred in the wild. Rain is a threat to butterflies for multiple reasons. Most butterflies need a body temperature of at least 55 degrees Fahrenheit to fly. If a butterfly does get wet, it simply stays still until the water evaporates off their body. Butterflies often bask in the sun to dry their wings. Butterflies hide when it rains. They usually go to the same places they do for the night. Some butterflies hide under large leaves, some crawl down into dense leaves or under rocks, and some just sit head down on grass stems or bushes with wings held tightly. Butterfly water feeders really aren't necessary to supply water, and butterflies don't need bird baths or ponds because they get the liquid they need from nectar. However, they need places to puddle, as puddling provides the critical minerals that butterflies require. Butterflies are used by advertisers and illustrators the world over as a way of indicating that something is environmentally friendly. Butterflies don't sleep as we do, but they do enter a dormant state of inactivity as it gets darker and darker. They will find a safe spot hidden among leaves and bushes before they make their rest, often hanging upside down all night. Butterflies are an extremely important group of model organisms used, for centuries, to investigate many areas of biological research, including such diverse fields as navigation, pest control, embryology, mimicry, evolution, genetics, population dynamics and biodiversity conservation. They indicate a wide range of other invertebrates, which comprise over 2/3 of all species. People enjoy seeing butterflies both around their homes and in the countryside. Over 10,000 people record butterflies and moths in the UK alone, involving getting outside and walking considerable distances. Over 850 sites are monitored each week in the UK, and collectively volunteers have walked the equivalent of the distance to the moon counting butterflies. They make the world a little more colorful.